These are some of the oldest drawings I have of Dipper when I was still figuring out the character. Some of the earliest brainstorms. I don't even know if I was calling him Dipper at this point. This line of him saying, "Allow me to put on my skeptacles," was from probably 2011 when I was inventing the character. I eventually put that line inside the bunker. Action, intelligence, tender feelings, investigating cool-looking scenarios, Nicolas Cage style. Always has a plan. Stan has genuine fakes. Here we see Dipper finding conspiracies on the dollar bill, investigating with binoculars. He's fantasizing about himself in high society, toasting the town, catching a pterodactyl. Here's a drawing of myself in my office. Not sure if I could make a television series. The premise of Gravity Falls is basically inspired by my relationship growing up with my twin sister Ariel. When we were kids growing up in this cramped little house, we were both very creative, imaginative kids, and sometimes we would drive each other nuts, and then various summers our mom would send us to spend with our great aunt in the woods, and we had no friends out there, no internet connection, no video games, no nothing. We had to make our own fun, and in an absence of anyone to get along with, we had to get along with each other. So that situation forced us to become better friends and made us closer together. And I thought that kind of arc of two kids who know each other really well, they're kind of growing up together, they're at this kind of crucial time in their life where they might grow closer or grow further apart, and this one summer makes them closer, was inspired by those summers.
Hey, Dipper, I'm sorry for ignoring your advice. You really were just looking out for me.
Oh, don't be like that. You saved our butts back there.
I guess I'm just sad that my first boyfriend turned out to be a bunch of gnomes.
Look on the bright side. Maybe the next one will be a vampire.
Oh, you're just saying that.
I think the thing that made Gravity Falls a hit and what gave it its following is just the accessibility of the characters. Dipper is this nervous, sweaty boy learning how to be a man. Anyone of any gender can relate to the awkwardness of growing up.
He's on the cusp of being a teenager. He's still in that sort of preteen phase where he's sort of having feelings that he didn't used to have. He's having crushes on people.
I'd say that Dipper is sort of a representation of like when I was in maybe middle school. I'm at that point between childhood and teenhood, and it's the most uncomfortable space because I don't belong anywhere. I kind of miss the comforts and the world of imagination and just silly fun of being a kid, but I also all I'm doing is reading Carl Sagan, and I'm obsessed with just aliens, and I'm obsessed with government and all this stuff. So I kind of want to be an adult, and I'm just trapped in the middle where I don't belong, and my brain is too big for my little scrawny body, and I embarrass myself all the time. So like, Dipper comes from that memory of that feeling of just being like sort of an adult. I want to be an adult, but I'm not ready.
How old did you guys say you are?
We're 13, so technically a teen.
All right. I like your moxie, kid. Let me get my stuff.
Since when are we 13? Is this a leap year?
Come on, Mabel. This is our chance to hang out with, the cool kids.
We did a number of auditions, and Jason's had a really sweet vulnerability to it. It had a natural voice crack in it.
I was told that would go away, and it did not. See? What? What's so funny?
Sorry, it's just hard to focus on what you're saying with that squeaky puberty voice you got there.
As time has gone on, I've come to realize that Jason literally is Dipper in real life.
Jason brings a really nice innocence, I think, that Dipper has.
There's something about Dipper. What you see is what you get. He's very sincere, and he has a difficult time kind of being anything other than who he is.
He loves codes and mysteries and puzzles. He would freeze frame the show, and he would ask me what the answer was. It was like working with Dipper. And them together just had a great, funny, and sweet rapport.
Syrup race!
Ah! Go, Sir Syrup!
Go, Mountie Man!
Go! Almost,
go!
Almost, yes! I won!
And then there's Mabel, who's a little insane, but in a lovable, wacky, smart kind of way where you just fall in love with her so immediately.
Mabel was always like a home run. We loved her from the get-go. She's so amazing.
Mabel is goofy. She's just completely loving and very enthusiastic about life in general. Whatever happens, I'll be right here supporting you every step of the... Oh my gosh, a pig!
I think Alex really understood Mabel from the beginning. She was breathing the minute he started writing her and boarding her.
Here's some very old drawings of Mabel, trying to figure out what she thought was cool. Here she is trying to help out Dipper. Behold, the babe magnet. She's invented a way for him to get girls. My inspiration was actually sort of based on my memories of Ariel, more like in elementary
fifth grade,
school.
I would say. Like
fifth grade.
Peak Ariel was fifth grade.
I don't think you peaked in fifth grade, but I think
No, but sort of like I didn't care. Sort of like
Yes.
that full, like just unbounded energy and like self-assuredness and just like
Yes.
creativity.
All right, the play is going to be called Glove Story, a sock opera. Just a warning, people's eyes will get wet, because they'll be crying from laughing, from how tragic it is.
I have memories of you having big clothing sometimes and flapping it around.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
thing, right?
Well, yeah, because fifth
Doing
grade.
this, flapping the
Yeah.
sweater, because that was an important thing in the first episode that I was
Yeah.
like, told the animators, like, make sure
have
she's
to-
got flappy
yeah.
sleeves, because that's an Ariel
Well, because
thing.
mostly I would wear giant baggy sweatshirts and tight leggings, and that was my uniform all through elementary school.
What can I say? I guess I'm just irresistible.
I have the sweater, which is kind of incredible.
This is the sweater that launched 1,000 sweaters.
This is the original Mabel sweater.
Hey, Norman, how do I look?
Shiny.
You always know what to say.
I only wore this one. I mean, I wore crazy things. Like I wore crazy socks, I wore crazy shoes, lots of patterns, but this is only really the only sweater that launched the thousands of Mabel sweaters.
Yeah, well, this just stuck out so brightly in my memory in the same way it stands out brightly in this room. Like, you could basically trace all of Mabel back to this, and you'll notice there's a lot of sweaters that she wears where we're kind of using the same color scheme, because I kept kind of coming back to the original point of inspiration here.
Thanks for these apocalypse sweaters, Mabel. The end of the world has never been so comfortable.
Admit it, this is the best day of the end of the world. I think we actually have a chance to beat Bill and win back our future.
When it came to casting, Kristen was the beginning and ending of the conversation. When I was writing the pilot for Gravity Falls, I could only imagine this in Kristen's voice.
She has this incredible voice that was built for cartoons.
Nobody else has a voice like Kristen Schaal. It's ageless. It could be a woman. It could be a child.
I have this voice, which isn't going anywhere. It's stuck with me since I was a kid, but it's authentic. Like I'm not forcing it.
Her comedic timing is just mind-blowing. And I wrote the dialogue for her. I couldn't picture anybody else being this character.
Well, I have a lot of energy. And so I think that really helped because Mabel is just like a firecracker.
And she just got all of Mabel's sort of goofiness and weirdness and really freedom.
She's really sincere. When Mabel has these dumb crushes of the week, she's not playing to the camera. She really loves this merman. She really loves this zombie. That level of sincerity and commitment to the performance and understanding of comedic timing is something that's so rare.
I would say out of all the cartoon characters that I've played, I relate most to Mabel. I had braces. I was boy crazy. I would be head over heels crushing on people. I would make a sock puppet play if I would do all those things. So I think I bring just a lot of relatability to her.
What you got there, Mabel?
It's just my personal box of mysterious secrets. Nothing worth wondering about. Goodbye forever!
And then you have Stan, who's, gruff on the outside, has a big heart on the inside. Everyone loves characters like that.
When I originally came up with the character of Stan, I knew the kids are going to be with some unreliable narrator character.
That seems like the kind of thing a responsible parent wouldn't want you doing. Good thing I'm an uncle.
And I wasn't sure what kind of a character he would be. I thought a little bit about, will he be sort of this mysterious Vincent Price type who's like old Hollywood? Or is he going to be, maybe more stern and aloof? Maybe he's British. Maybe he's like a Hogwarts headmaster. And ultimately, I was like, what if he's like his namesake, my grandpa Stan, who I never knew very well, but my grandpa Stan was sort of a family legend for being a pathological liar and just messing with people all the time.
How about these crystals?
That looks like broken glass.
What are you, a cop?
When I was a kid, he tried to trick me into thinking that a hotel spoon from the hotel he was staying at was legendary Hirsch family silver. He was just like,
Oh, little Alex, come to my knee. Behold, passed down from great Ezekiel Hirsch onto you. Don't give it to anybody. Hey, hatcha, all right. You're all right. Get out of here.
And then my mom was just like, look at the handle. It just says the Royal Inn. It's just, he took it from the, don't believe anything Grandpa Stan says. And the idea of somebody who was just so rough around the edges and just had that sort of corny Borscht Belt attitude was something that I wrote Stan to be that kind of a character.
My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better. Her aim is getting better. You see, it's funny because marriage is terrible.
There's some really ancient stuff in here. This is a page of us trying to figure out what the symbol should be on Stan's fez. As you can see, we considered a lot of options. Question mark with a star, money symbol, and ended up being something pretty similar to this.
We auditioned a number of folks, but it was hard finding somebody who could... People would either make him too mean, they'd really lean into the mustache twisty of, yes, the kids in the summer, take that! Or they would lean into him being old, and it would be like, kids, mister, oh, my back, Finally, I was just like, how about I'm Stan? How about we try it for the pilot? And it tested really well, and I also realized it was going to make my life a little bit easier because that meant I could come in and change his line at any point. I could change his line at the mix. So that's how I became Grunkle Stan.
Soos! Mr. Pines? Is this some sort of possession situation?
Just pick up!
Mr. Pines, what happened? I heard you got arrested or something? I had to go get some panic food.
Soos was another tough one because, these characters are inspired by people I really know. Soos was inspired by my buddy Jesus Chambreau, who went to Cal Arts, and he was this upperclassman who was always trying to help you, but then he would kind of make things worse. He would just be like, oh, you're new here. Oh, do you need help getting your ID? Oh, let me take a look at that. Oh, no, I dropped it down the drain. Well, that's okay. Have a fruit roll-up. Like, he was so sweet and kind.
Here's lyrics to a song that, for obvious reasons, never made it in the episode. Karate Soos, chop chop, chopping the bad guys in half. Karate Soos, chopping it up, talk talk, talking to the girls. I don't know what that was for. It clearly didn't make it into the show.
He's a very hard character to describe to somebody. You would tell people, yeah, he's kind of like the sort of wiser, old hand at the shack who's kind of a goofball, but he thinks of himself as being an intellectual. They'd be like, oh yeah, got it. What's up, dudes? It's me, Soos. Man, my wisdom's both a blessing and a curse. I would try to say, he considers himself like an expert. And then they just give me either a nerd or Cliff Clavin. And it was just, ultimately is one of these things where nothing felt like the Soos I knew. And even though the voice I do, like, what's up, dude? Boop, 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 it doesn't really sound like the actual guy. When I would pitch it to Mike, it would always make him laugh. And he understood that guy. So I just stayed as that voice.
Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude.
Look, a fairy!
Oh, sorry, dude. I killed that fairy.
And that happened for a number of other characters where it would just be like, it made us laugh in the room, so we kept it. Whether it was Bill Cipher or Bill the Gnome or Quentin Tremblay.
My age-old enemy. In order to get out of here, this is going to take the silliest plan ever conceived.
My whole life, I've been doing obnoxious voices. It's something that I taught myself to do to annoy my sister.
It was pretty incredible. They all just came so naturally to him.
Is this weird? Is this too weird? You need to sit down? Right, I'll explain.
These characters were so close to my heart. I knew them so well that it just didn't quite feel like it fit my vision until I was doing the voice myself.
Grunkle Stan, these are my best friends, Candy and Grenda.
I am so sweet I could eat myself.
Hello, Mr. Pines.
You got a cold, honey? Something wrong with your voice there?
What do you mean? Why would you say that?
I remember just being very loud at work, and we happened to sit next to each other, and we were already kind of best friends. It just kind of evolved into me screaming and her responding and Alex listening.
And then I think a visually very interesting composition going on. Like, Carl is so huge and I'm so tiny.
Hi, I'm Grenda. This is Candy.
Why do you have forks taped to your fingers?
Improvement of human being. For me, some script, like, I cannot pronounce it really clear. So at the spot, like, Alex sometimes like, oh, can you say this and can you try this? And we try to find the clear way to say things. So that's fun.
That's the charm.
Maybe we don't have as many friends as Pacifica, but we have each other. And that is pretty good, I think.
I was always trying to push like weird little lines or ad-libs, things like that. And I think on season 1 we got away with a lot more of that.
I want to put her in a headlock and make her feel pain.
It's not over till it's over, sisters.
Mabel is the centerpiece of our friendship.
She's my friend.
I cannot really like deal with the granddad all the time. So I was so happy to have Mabel in the center. So we have a perfect balance as a friends.
That's like us in real life, kind of.
Hello, America. My name is Lil Gideon.
That Stan's mortal enemy?
But he's so little.
My role in the show is the bad guy. I play cute, but I'm pretty bad. And I think as it went on, Alex realized I don't think Lil Gideon is bad enough, and that's why he invented the Bill Cipher character.
Name's Bill Cipher. And I take it you're some kind of living ventriloquist dummy? I'm just kidding. I know who you are, Gideon.
What are you? How do you know my name?
I play Pacifica Northwest, and she has like long lineage in Gravity Falls. Her ancestry is they are horrible, awful people.
Howdy, everyone. You all know me, Pacifica Northwest, great-great-granddaughter of town founder Nathaniel Northwest. I'm also very rich.
The first episode that he's on, and he's in a tent of telepathy, and he sings. And I tried so hard, and I was so excited. And the thing that Alex was excited about me for was sing, and I could not keep on beat. I couldn't keep a tune.
Oh, I can see what others can't see. It ain't some sideshow trick, it's an innate ability. Where others are blind, I am futurely inclined. And you too could see if you was whittle on me.
Pacifica has a song that's supposed to be more like a ballad, like a Whitney Houston song. And I think it was because it was such a simple song that Alex probably thought, oh, it's just silly. She can just knock this out and it's not a big deal. Oh my gosh, it took so long. At the end, I said, I'm really sorry. Like, this is garbage. And I understand if you have to get somebody else to come in and sing this.
Always means forever. Always.
I think that I got one shot at a song, that was it, and then never again.
Me too.
Never.
And that's actually the character he created. He's singing all the time, and then you can see Alex behind the glass, like, okay, well, this is
oh no.
Would you like us to elaborate through song?
We're good.